Hi everybody. Today we're going to be doing another one of these worksheet explanation videos. Today we're talking about two-way prepositions, also known as Wechselpräpositionen, and these are the prepositions that could be either accusative or dative. If you haven't seen the German with Puppets video that goes with this, go ahead and click on that button up there at the top. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started in this. First off, there are 9 of them: an, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, and zwischen, and we need to figure out what these things mean. So, first one on the list is an, which means on. Second one on the list also means on, and that becomes kind of a problem. An is used whenever you're talking about things that are vertical, so an die Wand, on the wall, or an der Wand, depending on how you're using it. Auf is used for things that are horizontal, so auf den Tisch, on the table, or auf dem Tisch, depending on how you're using it. Hinter, behind. In means in, surprise. Neben means next to. Über is over. Unter is under. Vor is in front of or before. Zwischen means between. As you can tell, these are prepositions of place, and that is also what one of the other names is for this, and that is prepositions of location. So, an, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, und zwischen. If you're looking for a way to remember these and what they mean, I've got 2 videos for that, so go ahead and click on some of those buttons. I'll also leave a link at the end of this video so that you can click on them whenever you've figured out what to do with these things. First things first, we need to answer a few questions about the two-way prepositions. First of all, why are they called this? Why are they called two-way prepositions or Wechselpräpositionen, which literally means changing prepositions? Well, they can take either the dative or the accusative case. Okay, so when do we use the accusative case? If there is a motion from one place to another, we're using the accusative case. And that is if the object that we're talking about is going from one place to another. Not necessarily if I'm driving, that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to use the accusative case. We could be using the dative case, it just kind of depends. Obviously that means the dative case is whenever it's staying in one place and it's not going from one place to another. Seems simple enough. Let's see how it works in sentences. So in each of these, we're supposed to fill in with the ein word or the der word and the adjective ending that goes with each one of these. This is a good review for those of you who just watched the other videos about adjective endings. Der Junge sitzt. Okay, the boy is sitting. Is sitting a motion verb or not? Are we going from one place to another? No, we're stationary, we're sitting in one spot, and therefore we're saying an and then the dative case. So that means we have an einem kleinen Tisch. An is used whenever you're sitting at a table in English. So you would say, der Junge sitzt an einem kleinen Tisch. The boy is sitting at a small table. Der Junge setzt sich. Here we have a transitive verb. That means that it takes a direct object, as opposed to sitzen, which is an intransitive verb that won't take a direct object. Generally speaking, if you have a transitive verb, a verb that takes a direct object, you're going to be using the accusative case here. That doesn't always work, but it does work most of the time. In this case, it does work because we're saying the boy is setting himself down at the table. So he was somewhere else, and now he is setting himself down at the table, so we say an einen kleinen Tisch. Accusative case. Die Tasse steht. Stehen is also going to be an intransitive verb, which means that it can't be moving something from one place to another. It's standing, and therefore it is going to be using the dative case here, auf dem braunen Tisch. Die Tasse steht auf dem braunen Tisch. The cup is standing on the brown table. Notice that we used here auf because it's a horizontal thing, because it's sitting on top of the table, as opposed to the previous 2 sentences where they were sitting at the table, which means that they were in front of it in a vertical fashion. Nummer 4. Die Kellnerin stellt die Tasse auf blank blank Tisch. Stellen takes a direct object. Here we have the waitress is putting the cup onto the table. And since it's onto in English, we would use here the accusative case, auf den braunen Tisch. Die Kellnerin stellt die Tasse auf den braunen Tisch. The waitress is putting the cup on the brown table. Nummer 5. Das Kind versteckt sich. The child is hiding himself. In English, ask yourself, where is the child hiding itself? Or, where to is the child hiding itself? Obviously, it makes more sense to say where, and so we're going to have to use here the dative case, der schönen Frau. Das Kind versteckt sich hinter der schönen Frau. The child hides himself behind the beautiful woman. Nummer 6. Das Kind läuft. Laufen is obviously a motion verb. It means to run or go or walk. So we have here das Kind läuft, the child runs, and then we say behind the beautiful woman, hinter die schöne Frau. In the accusative case, we have die Frau, the woman. Since it's accusative, we also have an E at the end of the adjective ending here because it's a feminine thing. This one's accusative because the child was somewhere else and now is going behind the woman, and so this is a motion from one place to another, so we want to say, to where is the child running? To behind the woman. Nummer 7. Der Tisch ist. The table is. Küche is kitchen. So we want to say the table is in the kitchen. We don't say to where is the table, we would say where is the table. It's a location, so we have to use here in der großen Küche. The table is in the large kitchen. Die Jungen bringen den Tisch. The boys are bringing the table. Now we're saying where to are they bringing the table? Into the large kitchen. Since we're using into, we have to use here the accusative in die große Küche. Into the large kitchen. Nummer 9. Mein Vater stellt seinen Stuhl neben mein Stuhl. Need an ending here on mein. Neben is our preposition, so it's next to. My father places his chair next to my chair. In this sentence we say where to did he put the chair, and so we say en at the end of mein. Neben meinen Stuhl, accusative case, because the chair was somewhere else and now we're placing it next to something. Mein Stuhl steht neben, and then, again, an ending. Stehen is also going to be used with no motion and therefore dative because my chair is standing next to his chair, neben seinem Stuhl. Meine Mutter hängt das Bild. My mother is hanging the picture. It was somewhere else and now she's hanging it over the top of the couch, and so we have here über das Sofa. Hanging can also be used without having a direct object, so instead of saying my mother hangs the picture, we can say the picture is hanging, and there we would say where is it hanging? Over the couch. Über dem Sofa. Das Spielzeug ist unter. The toy is under. Where is it? Unter dem Tisch. Under the table. Nummer 14. Der Ball rollt unter. The ball rolls under. To where is it rolling? Under the table. Unter den Tisch. Die Schüler stehen vor. The students are standing in front of. Where are they standing? Vor der Schule. In front of the school. Die Schüler laufen vor. The students are running in front of. Die Schüler laufen vor die Schule. The students are running in front of the school. They were somewhere else and now they are running in front of the school. You could, however, use this with the dative case and say die Schüler laufen vor der Schule. That means that the students are in front of the school and running around while staying in front of the school. It's one of those weird little ambiguous things that could end up being either dative or accusative. So it depends on what you mean. If they were somewhere else and they're going in front of the school, that's die Schule. If they are in front of the school and they're never leaving from in front of the school, that's der Schule. Nummer 17. Der Fahrer parkt das Auto. The driver parks the car. Where to? Or it was somewhere else and now we're putting it somewhere else. So now we say einen Baum und die Schule. So he parks the car between a tree and the school. Einen Baum und die Schule. Because the car was somewhere else and now we're putting it in between these things. Das Auto steht. Stehen is going to be used with the dative case almost exclusively. The car stands. Where is it? Zwischen einem Baum und der Schule. It's between a tree and the school. As I mentioned before, if you want to see some videos about how to remember which preposition means what, you can see this video here or that video there. And also I've got some other videos about these two-way prepositions, including Mr. Potato Head. And if you want to see some random videos from me every once in a while, you can click on that subscribe button and see a couple of videos a week from me. Thanks for watching. Bye now.